Well, hello there. Welcome back to training. Tim Warner here, and I'm going to give you an AI 901 exam review. I sat for the exam in its pre-release beta format last night. I do have the AI 900, the previous version of the credential as well, so I'm going to give you all my best guidance here. Let's get right to it, shall we? First of all, what changed? Well, Microsoft dropped a bunch of changes here in spring of 2026, including retiring AI 900, the previous Azure AI Fundamentals, and replacing it with a new exam, AI 901. Now, if you look at the study guide for AI 901 and compare it to the study guide for 900, Microsoft has collapsed 5 content domains into just 2. And new on AI 901 is a heavy focus on agentic AI. No big surprise there, I'm sure. Content understanding, multimodal, and Foundry SDK. And yes, software development kit, you're seeing that correctly. And that's the biggest surprise to me because the 900 exams at Microsoft are fundamentals. And until I encountered AI 901, everyone is normally pointed at both technical and non-technical people. You don't want to take this exam if you're not a technical professional. We have on AI 901, Microsoft has uprooted all the stuff that they had on classical machine learning and the Azure Machine Learning Service. All that stuff has gone the way of the dodo. The so-called cognitive services, now they're called Azure AI services. Content understanding is a big example. Lots of coverage on understanding how those work. Responsible AI still around, not as much emphasis as what we had on AI 900, but it's still there. The biggest gotcha is that AI 901 includes Python code. It's the first fundamentals Microsoft exam I've ever seen include code. That was not on AI 900. So right off the top, if you're a business person and you don't have any Python expertise and you're wondering, should I try to get under the wire on AI 900 or wait for AI 901? I might snag that AI 900 while it's still available. Perhaps by the time you're watching this video, it's already gone and it's a moot point. But the Python business tells us that the exam is for tech professionals, not for business people. Now, AI 900 is retiring on June 30th, 2026, and AI 901 is the go forward cert. It's the same credential, it's just a different qualifying exam. Now, this is a screenshot from the AI 901 exam page, and I've highlighted in yellow in the first paragraph says that this cert is suitable for learners from technical backgrounds, including aspiring junior developers. That's very different from all the other 900 exams. And then in the bullet list, you can see the fourth bullet there, understanding Python code examples that call AI models and services. So yeah, you can expect to see Python SDK code on your exam. It's a strange world we're living in. As I said, the domain weightings of the exam were significantly collapsed in April 2026. Now we have just 2. There's identify AI concepts and capabilities and implement AI solutions with Foundry. All of the Azure AI services stuff with content understanding and content safety and vision, those are all in Foundry now as tools. And so that's where those questions come in. And in terms of the AI concepts and capabilities, instead of it being about regression versus classification and some of that foundational stuff with machine learning, now it's much more about generative AI. What is a system prompt? What is fine tuning? What does multimodality mean with large language models? That kind of stuff. The exam structure is approximately 50 odd questions over 1 hour. Remember that the 900 exams are priced lower than the associate and expert exams. They're meant to be easier, and they have a shorter time limit. I took AI 103 a couple nights ago, and that was maybe 60 odd questions over 2 hours. So again, that shows you, at least on paper, what's supposed to be the difference in depth. You'll see a standard mix of interactive items, more so than usual. Normally, I don't see build list and reorder type items unless I'm on an associate or expert exam, but Microsoft was definitely flexing its interactive item muscles. No worry about performance-based labs. And don't worry about writing code. You won't be writing any Python, but you will be interpreting it. The pass mark is 700 out of 1,000 as usual. Now, surprises. As I said, the biggest one was the appearance of the Python SDK, and this means that in order to clear the exam, you need to light up an Azure trial, which you can do by going to azure.com and get yourself into a Foundry project. Look at the code examples using the Python SDK. Just general, start with hello world. Don't have to get too far deeper than that. Ideally, you've got an agent that can call some of the cognitive services as tools. But you'll want to become familiar with some of the object naming in the Python SDK so you can answer those questions correctly. Now, this is disturbing, and it's the second time I've seen it in a week of content bleed on AI 901. I also saw it on AI 103. Now, I've been an item writer, an exam author for many years, and I know that you'd never want to give your candidates questions that allow them to use their logical reasoning skills to repurpose items. Like maybe item one is talking about content safety and image moderation and mentioning very specific things about it. Few items later, you get a question where the correct answer appears to be one of those items that the previous one mentioned. You know what I mean? So you never want to put clues in one item that can be harvested in another. And I actually did that on AI 901, and it resulted in my changing an answer. This is poor exam design, and it's unfortunate because it besmirches an otherwise excellently written exam. I think that AI 103 and AI 901, they're localized in a bunch of different languages. Kudos to Microsoft for that. And the items are very, very terse. I mean, I've never actually taken a Microsoft exam in my life, over almost 30 years of taking these exams, that was as brief as this one. I mean, oftentimes it would be a sentence and a drop-down list, and that's the item. Wow, that was a surprise. So the items on AI 901, at least in my beta format that I saw, were extremely skeletal, bare bones, and it actually gave me the impression that Microsoft really rushed or fast-tracked this one out the door. Again, they're not compromising. The item quality is really quite high, but there's a rushed patina to the exam that was hard for me to escape. All right? Okay, so to finish out exam prep guidance, we're early days. The exam's not even generally available. But if you go to the AI 901 exam page, there's a free self-paced training from MS Learn. They've got 2 tracks on AI 901. You'll also, as I said earlier, want to sign up for an Azure free trial. That is one per customer. I hope you didn't already redeem yours. But even if you're not a developer, even if you're not a code-first person, for this exam, I gotta tell you, you need to brush up on your Python skills or gain some initial familiarity. Who knows? Maybe you'll discover a secret passion you had for software development. And when you're in there, look for sample code dealing with Python agent projects. And then for practice tests, MeasureUp normally releases their practice exams day and date with the live exam going GA, so it may be a little while before we see something from MeasureUp. I would suggest you go to Udemy, look up AI 901 practice tests, but do your due diligence and make sure you're getting a legitimate practice exam and not a pirated brain dump, okay? That's really important. But I stay with MeasureUp wherever possible. You pay a premium, but they tend to be the most exam realistic and educational. That's just my opinion. Okay, well, gosh, we're reaching the end of the road. Let me think and pause before I end, because when I did my AI 103 review the other day, it occurred to me when I saw some comments that I should have touched on a couple more items. Common one, I'll circle back to it. I mentioned it at the beginning, is for the candidates who are on the fence of whether they should go for 900 or 901. Here's my guidance. If you're coming in relatively new to the certs, maybe not necessarily to the tech, but to the certs, I would say wait for 901. It's the forward-leaning path. It deals with the products as they actually exist now, whereas AI 900 is definitely showing its age in many respects. You'll have to know stuff about machine learning that may not be at all relevant to your interests nowadays. And it assumes that you're consuming the Azure AI Services APIs as singletons as opposed to in a unified framework, what we have in Foundry. The only folks that I think AI 900 is the best fit for is if you've already broken ground and are significantly on the road to clearing that exam, so you have the material in your head already, or you fit into that very specialized bucket to where you're concerned about the Python programming stuff that's now on 901 could be a deal breaker. Maybe you're more of a business person and not a hands-on tech person. In that case, you might want to go for AI 900. AI 900 is not an easy exam as far as the fundamentals ones go. None of them really are truly easy, but it's much more general purpose in terms of its audience as opposed to 901. It's clear that Microsoft is focusing on the empowered citizen developer, the maker or builder persona, and maybe folks who are new to experienced in software engineering, but now they're realizing that AI is front and center, and they realize that because they're in a Microsoft shop, they need to get smart and effective on the Foundry ecosystem. Okay? Well, that's all I got for you. I hope you found this review helpful. Let me know in the comments what you think. I'll see you next time. Thanks again. If I can learn how to turn this off.